Welcome back to Blueprint. This is CCL again, and today is the turn of Untitled 11 and the best Blueprint CoC bases of 2023. We missed a couple weeks and we are back now with Untitled 11, so leave a like, subscribe, and let's go! And we start with the base 1, Trophy base, Anti-2, 12 and 6 o'clock open, singles and 9 and 3 o'clock with the sweepers pushing each other, Eagle touching the Town Hall, singles, interesting design with the Tesla farm next to the Royals, base 2, War base, Anti-3, box base, so we can see the multis in opposite sides, the Eagle in the core, sweepers pushing 12 and 6, a pretty interesting design with open corners, base 3, perfect for Clan War League. What we have here, a box base with open corners. We have the Eagle isolated this time with a dead zone next to the multi, then a Tesla farm close to that Town Hall that is outside, and then both Royals next to the Warden. Base 4, this time we have an Anti-2 built by Loki. This is a ring base, we have dead zones covering the singles. We have a core with just 2 bows and the Royals with the CC and the 80s on the square. Base 5, War base, Anti-3, built by Maxi. What we have here, a Town Hall protected by walls, Warden and Queen next to the Town Hall, then isolated Eagle, half Tesla farm next to King on the other side of the Town Hall for the backend. Base 6, Clan War League, box base, Eagle to the core, then we have Royals on one side next to that Town Hall that is outside, and then 2 Teslas making hard funnels around the Town Hall. Base 7, Trophy base, corners, interesting corners open next to the Eagle and the Warden isolated, a Town Hall with both sweepers pushing the Teslas, the multis and the bows air, pretty interesting design. Base 8, War base, symmetric base, the first one, the first diamond symmetric we will say. We have Town Hall at 6 o'clock with no value at all, then that bow ground flanked by an air bow with the giant bombs Eagle, multis open on each side. The first hybrid base, built by Temper. What we have here, a really big compartment full of storages with the Town Hall on the Eagle in the other side. Then the alley storage is also opposite side to make sure that loot is really hard to get. Base 10, Trophy base, really interesting small setup of walls protecting the Wizard Towers, the Archer Tower, the cannons, opens. Then we have a pretty funny Tesla farm with the Teslas next to each other, next to the Warden and the Queen. What we have here, a base built by Maxi, a box square one. We have multis in the core, one protected by a dead zone, but that said dead zone have the Tornado, a Sam and Teslas. Base 12, Clan War League, really interesting creative wall setup, kind of the Anti-3's Town Hall 15 we see now. Tesla farm next to King, Eagle, Queen, really interesting core with no value. Base 13, Trophy base, a close square one that is acting like a ring where we have the Town Hall completely isolated next to 2 singles, both sweepers pushing each other, pushing the Teslas, pushing the Eagle, really interesting design. Base 14, Clan War League, a diamond, really interesting setup walls with 1 tile dead zones next to the Eagle but make it really hard to access. Then we have a bow ground next to the Royals and a Tesla farm next to the multi at 2 o'clock. What we have here, another symmetric base, this time Anti-2 with sides looking like a box. Then we have dead zones with 1 wall inside, a lot of walls in the core, and a Tesla farm next to the Eagle and the air box air. Base 16, another pretty interesting kind of a square box base with a multi outside, protected by that dead zone that is also making the Eagle and Town Hall really hard to access from that side, and a Tesla farm in the core. Base 17, really interesting diamond symmetric base. We are guessing we have the Town Hall completely out, then the Eagle protected, the 80s on the corners, and really hard to manage multis next to storages on open compartments. Hybrid base. What we have here looks like a really interesting kind of a fish setup built by Temper. We have the Town Hall completely outside, 3 o'clock, then Eagle really isolated, Teslas around to make the ring hard for Loons and Hawks. Then next one, built by Loki, square one, multis next to a really interesting 2 tiles walls, and a Tesla farm next to the town hall and the bomb tower. Base 20, war base. Another interesting setup of walls, as you can see. Then we have single walls, just making the isolation even harder for the multis, and a Tesla farm that will make funnels really hard at 6 o'clock next to the royals. Base 21, Clan War League base. What we have here? Square, symmetric one, kind of a box, closed compartments, the eagle isolated. Then we have a Tesla farm. Again, we have seen that setup pretty similar than Warden, Queen, and Bows. Base 22, trophy base. Another symmetric box base. We have the town hall this time acting like an anti-2 base next to the eagle that is isolated next to 2 tiles walls. Again, we see that. Also corners, interesting ones, making junctions impossible to open. Then next one, Temper. Another similar setup with the town hall outside. Then we have royals protected by the bows, Tesla farm next to the town hall, and isolated multis. Base 24, Clan War League base. Whoa, really open, big setup of walls where we have the eagle crossing to a corridor, 12 to 6, everything open. Then those multis isolated, what will make really hard to manage from the core. Base 25, trophy base, a ring base with walls open and dead zone protecting those ADs. The multis really hard to manage, and those storages at 6 o'clock next to the Teslas and royals. Base 26, war base. This is the most common setup at Town Hall 11, as we are seeing. Multis are isolated next to the air bows, then the Teslas making that path of defenses, that ring, and then all those springs next to the eagle. Another hybrid base. We have kind of an anti-2 here with the CC and Dark Elixir symmetric position. All the storage is really well spread around all the base, and the multis look really hard. Base 28, trophy base. Another symmetric base with open walls around the multis that are isolated. Then we have the eagle and the town hall with 2 tiles dead zones where you can't access the eagle from the town hall compartment, and the other side the royals. Base 29, another symmetric type of a square base built by Loki this time. We have the town hall completely isolated, just with 2 sweepers pushing each other and pushing the eagle, and then those multis that are really hard to manage from the outside. And the last base, a Clan War League base. The most funny one for sure, it looks like a face, and we have 12 o'clock completely open, then 80s on a square, multis completely isolated with the storages, and interesting Teslas forcing the pathing around multis. And that's all. Those are the top 30 Town Hall 11 bases of this year. Now, for the links, what to do? You have the 10 first links in the description below. For the other 20, let's smash that like button. Let's go to 500 likes. And remember, comment down below, I want the links, and you will get notified when the links are ready. See you on the next one.